Cinderella.
Hello, royalty.
So good to see you. And all of our young friends down here are wishing that you might share a story with them.
Oh, I'd love to share a story. But let's see, which story shall we tell? Oh, yes! We could tell them about something which actually happened to me. Now, I didn't always have a beautiful gown like this to wear. Once upon a time. Oh, let's say that together, shall we?
Yes.
Once upon a
time.
I used to dress in rags, and I spent all my time cleaning and caring for my stepmother and my two stepsisters. We lived together in a very large house, and top to bottom, bottom to top, I scrubbed the floors, I washed the windows, and I cleaned the fireplaces until they all shined. It was hard work. And more often than not, I was usually covered from head to toe in soot and cinders. Oh, in fact, that's how I got my name, Cinderella. Now, my stepmother and my two stepsisters were not very nice to me. In fact, sometimes they were quite mean. One of them was named
Anastasia, not a very pleasant person.
Cinderella, clean my room!
Oh, yes, and the other one was named
Priscilla, Cinderella, where's my breakfast?
Oh, yes, they were both very hard to please. I'm sure none of you ever behaved like that. Well, one day, an invitation came to our house. Thank you. Oh, but it wasn't just any invitation. It was an invitation sent by the king himself.
By royal decree, every eligible young maiden is to attend a ball in honor of His Majesty, the Prince.
Oh, how I long to go to a royal ball, to meet a handsome prince and fall in love. My stepmother told me I could go to the ball if I finished all my chores and if I had a nice dress to wear. So I worked very hard to get all my chores done.
And as she worked, her bird of mice friend sewed and helped finish her ball gown.
I was so happy. My little friends were so thoughtful and kind.
But when her stepsisters saw how nicely she was dressed, they tore her ball gown, they broke her necklace.
I tried not to be disappointed as I watched my stepmother and my two stepsisters going off to the ball together, but oh, it seemed that my dream would never come true. So I went out to the garden and I cried and cried.
Just then something strange began to happen. The stars began to shimmer, and a voice said, "Dry those tears, you can't go to the ball looking like that." And who do you think that was?
That's right, it was my fairy godmother. She reminded me not to give up on my dreams. And then she took out her magic wand and...
Everyone, take out your magic wand. Come on, take them out and wave them in the air. And what were those words? What were those words? What were those words? Shout it out nice and loud.
Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo. And with a wave of her wand, she turned an ordinary pumpkin into... Do you remember? That's right, it was a beautiful carriage. And then she turned the little mice into 4 white... Very good. Oh, but my dress. I couldn't go to the ball looking like that. But with a wave of her wand, the tattered rags I wore became a beautiful gown.
And what magically appeared on Cinderella's feet?
That's right, they were beautiful, delicate glass slippers, such as I'd never seen before. At last, we were all ready to go to the ball. Oh, but before I left, my fairy godmother warned me that the magic could not last forever. The spell would wear off when the clock struck. That's right, at midnight, everything would be as it was before. But for now, everything was like a wonderful dream come true. So off to the ball we went. I held my breath as I entered the grand ballroom of the palace. Everything was so magnificent. As I looked around, I could hardly believe how beautiful everything was.
And as she walked in, the prince looked up and could hardly believe how beautiful she was.
A handsome gentleman turned and bowed to me. He was so charming.
And without even knowing who she was, he asked her to dance. So this is love, so this is love, so this is what makes life divine. The key to all heaven is mine.
We twirled around the grand ballroom together. It was so romantic. We danced and danced. He never left my side the whole night long. And as the hours passed, we fell in love. The time was passing quickly, and I was enjoying myself so much, I completely forgot about what my fairy godmother had told me. And that's when I heard it.
What do you think she heard, everyone? The sound of the what? Clock, that's right.
It was the clock striking midnight.
Bong.
I had to leave right away for the spell would be broken.
Bong.
So I said goodbye and left as quickly as I could.
Bong. No, wait, please.
I could hear him calling after me.
Bong, come back!
But I didn't have time to stop.
Bong, wait, please wait!
I fled down the palace steps,
Bong,
and that's when I stepped right of one of my glass slippers.
Bong, wait!
I left it behind along the way.
Bong,
We ran to the carriage and passed out of sight just as the clock struck 12.
bong. And the beautiful coach turned back into what? Pumpkin. And the gallant horses turned back into teeny tiny little white what?
That's right, and my beautiful gown was gone, replaced by torn and dirty rags.
But on her foot, what magically still remained?
That's right, I still had one glass slipper as a keepsake of my magical evening, and I thanked my fairy godmother with all my heart.
The next day, the prince announced that he wanted to marry the young lady who had lost the slipper. So he sent the Grand Duke out to the entire kingdom to try and find the foot that would fit the shoe. Let's see, is it your foot or no? Yours are very small, and you're more of a purple chucks type of girl. So let's see, and you like Crocs. So, well, Princess, actually, I think the truth of the matter is, this shoe would only fit one foot, and whose foot was it? Cinderella's, that's right. However, and the prince knew that that was the girl of his dreams. But the evil stepmother realized that Cinderella was the young lady that the prince was looking for, so she locked her in her room.
Oh yes, and I couldn't get out. But just in time, my little mice friends found the key. I raced downstairs and cried out, "Please, wait! May I try it on?"
And just as the Grand Duke turned to try the slipper on Cinderella, the evil stepmother tricked him, and the glass slipper broke into tiny pieces.
Oh, but it was all right. You see, I still had the other glass slipper, thanks to my fairy godmother. I tried it on and everyone could see that it fit perfectly. From that moment on, everything was like a wonderful dream come true. I was carried back to the palace in a beautiful carriage.
And the prince was so happy to see her that he asked her to marry him.
And I said yes. We were married in a beautiful ceremony in the palace. Even my little mice friends were invited. I had finally found true love and all my dreams had come true. And from that moment on, we lived
Happily ever after. Oh, Cinderella.
Thank you,
What
Lord.
an enchanting story. Everyone practice your way